Greetings folks, Dunman here, and welcome back to the best series ever. Now this one's a big doozy, boys, because it's a wild ride from start to finish. You're gonna feel every emotion that can be felt by the human brain. But before the craziness begins, I need to ask you a favor. Okay, I'm on a quest. Okay, the 1,000 subscriber quest, that one's done. Okay, that one's out of the way. This is the 10,000 subscriber quest. So nothing would light up my day as much as you just hitting that little red button down below. So assuming that you have subscribed, thank you for that, by the way, very kind of you. Let's move on to 100 days in Alex's mobs. But really quick before I move on, I just need to let you know that I lost some important footage. What I basically did was I wrote down the coordinates of the fortress, went back to the overworld, dropped off all my loot that I'd found in yesterday's episode. Yeah, and then went back looking for the fortress. Yeah, that's important because then you're gonna have no idea, because the last time I left off looking at the fortress, and this time we're in a completely different place. So, yep, that's what's going on. Finally, enjoy. So, I'm just peacefully making my way through the basalt delta when I'm attacked by a wider. Okay, a wide strider, that's what I'm calling it. I have no idea what these things' actual names are, and I refuse to learn them. But they throw babies. They throw like they throw their children at you to cause concussions and stuff. To say the least, I was freaked out. I was fighting for my life, and just then, bam, baby hits me right in the forehead, knocks me into a pool of lava. So I have taken a dip into Herobrine sauce, and I'm panicking. Okay, I didn't know what to do. I placed the blocks all wrong. I thought I'd kind of saved myself. I was so happy, but then I perished. Yeah. I lost a lot of good gear, but I got some more, and I got back to the fortress, and there were a lot of wither skeletons there. Like, I had to ninja my way on the basalt on the sides, and they just kept coming at me. Like, I had to fight so many of these guys. But while doing that, something cool did happen though. This wither skeleton tried to attack me, but I was up top, and this zombie pigman kind of cornered him and held him down, and then I just took him out. So yeah, I teamed up on a wither skeleton with the zombie pigman. And I refuse to call them zombie piglins. Those are zombie pigmen, okay, in my books. And yeah, then the wither skeletons just kept coming. Just absolutely relentless. I hate it. Here's the thing. The other mobs, they do the damage, it's over. But wither skeletons give you the wither effect, which is horrendous. Then there's this stupid blaze shooting me now and then. He was just mocking me. God, it was not a good time. After taking down quite a considerable amount of wither skeletons, I finally made my way to the blaze spawner. Now, you know, all I wanted to do was just get the blaze rods and leave. But this is where I took the second L of the video. Just couldn't do it. My gear wasn't good enough. It was just iron. I wasn't using my shield properly, and yeah. Then I cried for quite a bit. But then I started thinking, the best way to combat every single challenge I had right now would be to get stronger gear. And what would be the strongest gear? The strongest gear. So now, the goal of this episode is to get netherite armor. Before getting to that, I went on the first side quest of today's episode. Remember in the last episode where I'd gathered all those different swords with the modded enchants? I decided to test those out, but they're just all trash. It was horrendous. I got attacked by the zombie. He did like 5 hearts of damage through iron armor. I ran away somehow. But now it was time to get back to the main quest. So I started building a fence. It's a part of a long convoluted series of events that must take place for me to get netherite armor. There was the problem though. The math wouldn't check out. There was just one fence that just wouldn't fit in anywhere. I tried to move it around a bit, and it drove me mad. Oh boy, did it drive me mad. It drove me so mad that I dragged that piece of fence into the bloody fields, and then I blew it to high hell. Oh boy, I need to get some rest. But that was not the time to rest. That was the time to get sheep. So that's what I did. So I ventured out into nature and found myself a prime sheep. This would be necessary, you'll see what happens. I needed one more, so I went into the forest and saw this black shape. I thought it was a black sheep, but it was a pig. You know, at one point in time, they called pigs the fool's sheep. But I did actually find a normal sheep too, and I brought her back to the to the pen. But in bringing back the sheep, I'd also gathered the attention and the attendance of a cow. You know cows, the fool's goats. But the cow's presence was extremely unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, did I say cow? There was no cow on that day over there. It did not exist. In fact, there have never been cows. I should take this moment to just explain what my plan is. The wool is for beds. I also went out and got wood, which was for beds. Beds explode in the nether, which is the best way to get netherite, since mining it with a pickaxe would require a lot of pickaxes and a lot of time, neither of which I'm too keen on wasting. I also encountered one of those crazy, super damaging orange glaive carrying creatures, and I really wanted the thing that they had, so I kept on whacking them. They had a lot of health. It was difficult, but in the end it didn't drop. I didn't get the glaive. I was so sad. I really wanted it. A lot of zombies tried to attack me, and I just hopped over the fence, and I displayed the most dignified of behaviors against the zombies. And I feel it is really important as a creator to include the full footage of this beautiful live moment in my video. The video would be incomplete without it, really. But then one of them like punched me in the butt or something, and then I walked on. Now it was time for carrots. I needed carrots to make more villagers. I needed more villagers for trades, for enchants, and more important stuff. So I removed all the unnecessary plants that have been growing in the farms, and I realized something. I had bone blocks that I'd gathered in the last episode, and they'd come in mighty handy growing out this stuff. So I went back home, got the bone blocks, turned them on into bone meal, and started getting carrots. Now here's something I found out that I didn't know you could do. I don't know if this is modded or not, but you could just hold right click with bone meal on a growing plant, and it will just auto harvest it. Then I got all the beds from New Greece and put them all in one spot just to see how many villagers there were, just to monitor their numbers, and just to, to be a more efficient king altogether. Okay boys, this is time for side quest 2. Okay, this is a buzzy side quest. I noticed there were a few beehives around, so I went over to one of them, put down a fireplace, and just waited. No bees came out. They were probably all out anyways. Waited there for a bit though, because I really didn't want to make them angry. You know, they're cute little critters just flying around. But really none of them came out. So yeah, I just took the honey. I also killed a zombie. I mean, I guess that's a little bit of action in this side quest. But back to the main plot, okay? Back to the main plot. Now this takes place many days later. I started crafting lecterns and started rolling the villagers for different enchants. I was really looking for the one. You know the one. Everyone's looking for that one specific enchant. The next few days I've not shown much of because it's just a lot of grinding. It's just a lot of making more villagers, making more sheep, placing down beds, getting more emeralds. It's just all of that. Basically, it was just a time when New Greece was prospering. Okay, it was the economy was doing great. Okay, the only trade was just me buying emeralds. Not buying, I guess selling for emeralds with the villagers. It was pretty cool. Finally, I had what I needed. Tons upon tons upon tons of wood and wool. Okay, I went into the nether and put down a crafting table and started crafting beds. The time had come to mine for netherite. So I took up my high-risk responsibilities and started blowing up beds. Now, I'd done this before in worlds where I already had enchanted diamond armor, and I didn't realize how much damage it does with only iron armor, so I was kinda worried. But here's the thing. All worries be damned when you finally find netherite. Oh boy, it felt so good. It's such a beautiful block. Everything about it's amazing. When I finally got up to it, nerd pole to it, and just mined it all up, got the enchant. Ooh, that feels good. Ooh, that feels good. Better than diamond almost, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. Then I continued to mine for ancient debris. I was getting a few here and there, but then something extraordinary happened. Now, I didn't know that these structures generated in the Nether, and I don't even know what mod this is from, but I found a mineshaft. Like, I had no idea what this was at first. It was pretty cool though, it was Nether themed. Instead of wood, there was Nether brick. Smoldering Mines is the achievement I got. Which is, I like this stuff, you know, it just adds more plot and lore to Nether. I love this stuff. But little did I know, finding this mineshaft would save one of my biggest problems. The deeper I went, I found a blaze spawner. This changes literally everything. Now I don't need a fortress for blaze rods. I mean, so I just jumped into it because I was so excited. The fortresses just makes me anxious. I'm up there, I could fall over, there's wither skeletons. I mean, it was hard here too, but I took them out one by one. I got hurt pretty badly, almost perished, but I was fine. This place was absolutely unbelievable. I took a break from fighting the blazes and went deeper, and guess what I found? Netherworts! Netherworts, they're everywhere. They're the sugar that make the tea of potions. I guess the tea that make the tea of potions, since they're the ultimate ingredient. You know what I mean. Then I went back to fighting the blazes. It was hard work, but the blazes were defeated. I'd found about half a stack, a little bit less, of ancient debris, and I decided to count my blessings and go back to the overworld before something else went wrong or other monumental discoveries were made. That night, I just took the time to creepily look at my people as they slept out in the field. Okay, I don't think we pay as much attention as we should to these people, okay? They are the people of the land, okay? The citizens of New Greece. The children are the future of this place. And the iron golems are going to have to be the very near future as they defend us from the Illager invasion. I spent another few days just trading for more emeralds. I found out that you can trade this wool guy, I forgot his name, and yeah, he takes wool. I had a big sheep farm, took the wool, made me a lot of money, but then I found him. The guy that sells the one enchant, he was a father of 5. Yeah, that's gonna be tough, man. I had the emeralds for it, but what I didn't have was the books, so I tried to knock down this big bookshelf I'd made just for the aesthetic, and it didn't turn into books, which was a disappointment. I went and knocked out a couple bookshelves from the enchantment table. I mean, I can always make some more, and it's not like I needed the enchantment table right then. And the next few seconds were just magical, so I have put every single one of them in the video of me trading for so many mending books. Oh my god, it was so satisfying, just buying them one after the other. Now, mending is the most important enchantment, obviously, because it makes your armor everlasting, which is gonna be very important in the next few days. Then I went back to my house and I started putting mending on all of my gear. Again, every single second of this sweet sweep moment. Now I really thought this would cost more XP, but it only cost 2 each, which was very handy. I only had 20 levels. Boy, I would have been in trouble if I had to XP grind just then. Would have been a total hassle. But in order to overshadow these penultimate moments, you know, these average moments, came the ultimate fantastic moment when I went to a smithing table and started covering my diamond gear in netherite. Oh boy, this was nice. Oh boy, it was nice. Everything looked shiny and beautiful, and I got the achievement, cover me in debris. Please do. Look at how good I look. I was very psyched out at what had just happened. I had worked so hard for this, and it was amazing. I was just running around New Greece, and then I got a crazy idea. I went over to where the kangaroo army was hanging around, went to the captain, and put the netherite on him, and look how amazing he looks. He looks better than me. I'll admit it right here. He looks insane. Look at how good he looks. So on this triumphant moment, guys, I really wish you've liked, I really wish you've commented, and I really wish you subscribed. Because in the next episode, in the next episode, we are gonna start preparations on fighting the Ender Dragon.